been quite a while. I didn't even check when my last stream was. Um, but we're going live a little early. As soon as I mute this ad for Fire Emblem. Um, I'm going live early for this stream, scheduled to start at 7 o'clock, but I mostly want to just iron out any technical issues. I know Newton streams on like a fairly regular basis, so I assume he'll be a pretty smooth, like, just get online, start the matches, so I didn't want to be unnecessary burden on the content by not having all of my shit together. So I figured I'd go live a little bit early, iron the stuff out, audio issues that show up, any of my weird computer settings that need fixing, stuff like that. So hopefully people trickle in. And as such, I'll just be kind of doing an informal AMA on Initiative Stompy stuff. I guess right up top, though, we can talk about what I'm actually doing here today, why I actually fired up the stream. Me and Newton have agreed to a money match of sorts. I see my video buffering, and I hope that's my computer and not the actual video. I'm not dropping any frames, so it looks like I'm probably fine. But anyway, me and Newton have agreed to do a money match of sorts. Initiative Stompy versus Elves, Fiend Artisan Elves, Orcs, Nightmare on Elf Street, whatever you want to call Newton Elf lists. I'm not a huge fan of money matches. I don't know, maybe I don't think highly enough of myself as a player, or maybe I just don't like the idea, something like that. So I suggested a slightly alternative strategy. It's a money match for charity. There's $100 in the pot, and 5 matches. And every time you lose a match, you donate $20 to your opponent's choice of charity. So everyone gets to donate to charity, have a good time. There's no like, oh, I get to win like $150 for my friends on $50 money matches or whatever. Just like, you have a good time here. There are real stakes. Obviously, if I win a bunch, then Newton has to donate money, so there's like real incentive to perform at your best, etc., but without all of those like built-in incentives that I just kind of find weird. So this is what's going to happen. We got my list up on screen. I don't have Newton's list like accessible to viewers, but Newton's also going to be streaming his side, so at some point when he's online around 7 o'clock, you can go see his side. He sent me his list ahead of time, obviously. We both know each other's lists going in. So obviously we didn't like heavily tech our decks out. It's like, all right, I'm just going to bring 4 Aven Mind Sensor, 4 Containment Priest, whatever. Just because I want to beat elves in some money matches. Hey, Dev May? Deve May? I don't know how to say your name, but thanks for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't fire up the stream very often anymore. I think I said I might, like, when I was on Dukes' stream earlier, and I was like, maybe I'll fire up the stream for some Initiative Stompy, like, over Christmas break or something like that, and then I ended up not doing it. I do like to stream every now and again. It's just hard to, like, find the time and the desire and all the things to line up to sit down and play some matches on the stream nowadays. It's just a big time commitment. Less big of a time commitment when playing Initiative Stompy, that's for sure. Like, you can burn through some leagues pretty quick with this deck, as opposed to like my D&T streams, which sometimes have taken like 3 hours or whatever. Yeah, but for now, we'll sit or chill or hang out, talk about Initiative Stompy, complain about how bullshit the deck is, do whatever you want. Welcome, Bookish Matt. I'm excited because I've heard some very interesting differing opinions from a lot of people that I trust about this matchup in general. I thought this matchup was pretty good for Initiative going in. Very close friend of mine that also plays a lot of Initiative Stompy said that I looked pretty unfavored, so I'm curious to see. That's kind of what these things are for, right? We can all yell at each other on Twitter or whatever and say, hey, my deck's 100% against Newton's garbage Fiend Artisan list, whatever. And Newton can say on the other side the exact same thing about my deck, but like that's kind of what these things are for. You know, literally put your money where your mouth is, right? Hey, Lackey. Good to see ya. Yes, I like this idea, the kind of meet in the middle, like charity money match sort of deal. I genuinely think that this deck is very good versus Newton Elves, Fiend Artisan Elves specifically, versus Glimpse Elves, Nettle Elves, whatever. I think it's definitely a different ball game. But Newton has constructed this list way more like individual card oriented, and this deck just plays a bunch of removal spells, which I think makes it a lot harder for decks like Newton's to win. Whereas the Nettle lists can just kind of blow you up out of nowhere, and it's like, okay, you cast Plow into Touch into Solitude or whatever, who cares? I'm just gonna like Glimpse Nettle Sentinel kill you. I am also of the opinion that like if you're on literally any deck besides Initiative or Delver right now, you're probably like winning is not your only goal in mind, which has it's long since been the case that like if you're not playing Delver, you're probably not trying to win as much as you could be for the past like almost all of 2022 at least, but Initiative is like the first time I've felt that idea has been kind of shaken. Yeah, Newton's list is on like 4 Snuff Outs, Death Mark sideboard, but like big card advantage engines are something that is kind of missing from Newton's list. That's something I kind of zeroed in on when I was playing a lot of D&T. Is that just individual removal spells were lining up better and better against Elves as Nettle died off and Newton started cutting card advantage engines like Glimpse and stuff from his deck in favor of like more stocky, mid-rangey threats. Notably, Newton's list does have went up to 2 Grist, which is definitely a card that is troublesome for this deck. I think that's a very positive direction for his deck to move. It begins when about half an hour, Steve. Newton said about 7 o'clock CST here. I just wanted to make sure that like audio levels are good. I can see chat on screen, or at least on my screen, as well as on like the actual stream screen. Make sure there weren't any weird issues. Let me know if like audio levels are good and all that. I tend to be quiet a lot on my streams, so I can crank up like the mic and stuff if need be. What's up, Sleepy? How's it going? Tried to play some Maverick recently. My goal was maybe win 1 match, just small things. Yeah, I get it. Maverick's a sweet one, though. Dukes puts out a ton of good Maverick content. Big fan. Big fan of everything Dukes does, honestly. Dukes is, like, maybe my favorite Legacy streamer. It's tough. Are there a lot of other Legacy streamers that are, like, that stream decks that I like and are also fun to watch? Probably not quite. Like, Honorog's obviously great, but... Yeah. Oh yeah, Romario does not stream at good times for me usually. I'll see him online when I'm like opening Twitch like once in a blue moon, but yeah, Romario's a good watch. I usually run into him while I'm playing leagues more than I run into him while I'm opening Twitch. I think I ran into him earlier this week. He was on that Dwarves deck, that like top 32 the Sunday challenge. Is this a legal stream? Yeah. I don't see why not. It's a charity stream, right? Changed the list last second. Yeah, he'll never know when I add the 3rd Containment Priest. Please show streaming license. Hang on. I probably shouldn't show my driver's license. I got out my wallet and I was like, do I have any sort of like ID that I could pretend is a streaming license? I probably shouldn't show like my driver's license number and stuff on Twitch. Is there anything that I could like pretend is? Nah, I got like nothing. I got my old DCI card in here. You guys can see this one. This one's fucking torn to bits garbage. You maybe read my name on it. I can't tell if the camera will focus on it. DCI number membership card. Present giant grocery store loyalty card. I got a Costco membership card in here too. Costco Gold Star member. How many members does this Costco have? Probably a lot. Hang on, Newton's DMing me. Small change. Oh, this is, yeah, small change to his, like, recent stuff. I know he's talking about cutting all the symbiotes, so So now I have the official Newton list. It looks like his sideboard plan is 2 Death Marks and 1 Progenitus, and that's it. That makes sense. I don't think any of his other sideboard cards lined up great. Never been to a Costco, but you think you've been to Target. Costco is awesome. I love Costco so much. I might cheese bake or a slice of pizza person. Slice of pizza person for sure. Sometimes if it's like a perfectly timed Costco trip, go there at like 4 p.m. or something, and then grab like a whole pizza on the way out, and then have pizza dinner. Yeah, Costco food court stuff is like ridiculously cheap because the CEO or something is just like, you're not allowed to raise the price of this food or I'll kill you. Is Costco and a Target at our nearby mall? I don't even know if there's probably a Target near me. I haven't been to a Target in probably years though. I just go to some like local grocery stores or to go to Costco for bigger trips. Probably going to Costco tomorrow. Costco fucking rules, though. There's a second Costco that opened up really close to me, but it's like exactly the same distance away as the original Costco, except just in a different direction now. So I don't know which Costco I should be going to anymore. Just queue up with the Rite of Flame deck. I should just queue up with like 4 Plague Engineer, 4 Opposition Agent, 4 Dark Ritual, 4, I don't know, is there some like Virtue's Ruin for green creatures? They're probably a Perish, right? Does that work? Is Costco the same as Walmart? No, Costco's like the classy stuff. You need to pay for a Costco membership. Costco's like the classy grocery store. Like normal, yeah. We also have normal supermarkets. Yeah, I go to like a Schnucks or a Deerberg's for like normal groceries because they're like 2 to 3 minutes away from my house. Costco is definitely like a buy everything store that also has food, but like there are just normal like grocery stores, not like Walmart or Target, like a Schnucks or a. I can't think of any good examples. I live in the Midwest, so it like changes across the nation. There used to be like a PW, I think, was on the West Coast when I lived in California. That was a grocery store, maybe. HEB? No, I don't think so. I don't even know if I've heard of that or know what it stands for. But yeah, my 2 grocery stores are mainly like Deerberg's and Schnucks. Yeah, Costco buys things like massive quantities from other things and then converts it all to the Kirkland brand when it sells well. They're just like a crazy, like mega industrial everything store. It's great. Yeah, I have truly no idea what HEB is, but it sounds like it's like a southern thing. Southwest thing, maybe. Near Mexico, in Mexico, maybe it's just like, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, that sort of space. Yeah, Kroger's another Midwest one, yeah. There's like a Whole Foods. I don't know if that's actually near me or not. Southern grocery store healthcare system and our disaster response. Wonderful. So looking at Newton's list, because I can pull up Newton's list, unless people want to keep talking about grocery stores. You can see this at all? Yeah, it probably looks fine. So important things to note, like knowing Newton's list, this isn't always great practice in terms of like going into like a challenge or like playing in New Jersey, SCG New Jersey or whatever is this weekend, I think. But you get to know things playing this sort of matchup. And I think like the very specific thing that I get to know about Newton's list is that he's on 0 Boseiju, which is very important because it means you just get to cast or touch the Spirit Realms as 3 mana removal spells all the time. Because he just has like actual no ways in the 75 or post board to destroy one. Which is a very good thing to note, but obviously don't just fire off your touch the Spirit Realms all the time. Because against normal elves, unless you like know that your opponent's on Newton's lists or something like that, you may get Besiege'd. It's actual Force Enough I made, not a joke. Yeah. Initiative has done very large amounts of lasting damage to the Legacy meta. Deathmark seeing play, Snuff Out seeing main deck play outside of Shadow, Unchained Berserker seeing play. Like, very, very large inroads. Empty Shrine Kanushi, a card that I'm willing to bet like less than 0.1% of Magic players knew existed until Initiative cards came out. Deathmark is really funny. The last time I saw Deathmark was like 2014 Modern or something. My buddy of mine had it in their like Esper Control sideboard. I definitely never heard of Empty Shrine Kanushi before Initiative cards, and I started looking at cards that had Pro White. I started it at Voice of All, which is a fun one, and then quickly realized that Archon of Absolution was better, and then eventually found Empty Shrine Kanushi. +2 for trying Animar. Yeah, basically every single creature that's Pro White is like, maybe we could do something with this. Deathmarks is an elf sideboard to kill white. Yeah. I've been really excited to fire off a tweet like that. I think I have a tweet saved in the drafts that like it's like, guess which one of these cards, like going back in time and showing all 4 of these cards to Legacy players and ask them to guess which one's banned, and it's like Uro, Expressive Iteration, like Mystic Sanctuary, and White Plume Adventurer. I'm just like, this one's gonna be good in like a month when this card gets banned. In fairness, I guess if you went back in time like 5 or 7 years or something and showed people Uro, they wouldn't be that impressed because it's probably really bad against Deathrite Shaman. Also, in fairness, yes, none of those 4 cards are at all reasonable. Hey, dog, get out of here. Quit eating that bag. Hey, eat it. Yeah, Emrakul, Grizzlebrand, Deathrite Shaman. Guess which one of these cards was banned? Sensei's Divining Top, you know, Mystic Sanctuary, Emrakul. I wonder if Thassa's Oracle would sneak by people. If you showed a 2015 player Thassa's Oracle, would they be like, wow, this is broken in Doomsday? Or they'd be like, wow, what the fuck is Doomsday? It's like such a huge upgrade over Laboratory Maniac, though. It's gotta be obvious. So I'll take Newton's list off for now. Yeah, there's some cards that, like, if you showed them to 2015 Legacy players, I feel like they would just, like, instantly pick up. Like, everyone fucking saw Underworld Breach and are like, this is just Yawgmoth's Will. This is, like, better Yawgmoth's Will for 2 mana. Yeah, Doomsday was, like, floating around. I knew a buddy of mine in college that, like, tried Doomsday and then kept losing to no one's surprise. It died out a lot in the 2010s. I don't think I had like ever played against it outside like my random friend until Thassa's Oracle. Maybe Thassa's Oracle works better than like Uro on that tweet. I think Uro might genuinely be worse in 2015 than it is now. Every time you play something besides white or green, I lose. Feels similar way. I play like nothing besides white and red decks in this format, and, like almost exclusively one color. My tiny brain. Speaking of one color decks for people with tiny brains, I need to try Painter at some point. Probably after our initiative gets banned. I'll probably try doing some painting. Uro's terrible. Yeah, how am I supposed to cast Uro in my Dig Through Time Miracles deck? How long until the first punch is thrown? About 15 minutes. We're gonna do some battle. The stream has just started. Technically, you're 14 minutes early, Chylith. I just started streaming early to make sure that I didn't have any like weird technical issues because I hadn't turned on my stream in 100 years. Don't have that kind of attention span, come back in 13 minutes. Or just wait until like Newton tweets that he's going live. This wouldn't happen if he streamed more often. That's true, but streaming's hard. Is Newton joining yours? Newton will also be streaming his side. The current plan is Newton streams his side, I stream my side. You can watch both at the same time. There's like multi-Twitch links. I don't use multi-Twitch a lot, but I'm sure it's pretty easy. And then after the matches, I'm gonna raid Newton and then hop on a Discord call with him and chat about the matchup a little bit. It's weird. I've been like enjoying playing Initiative and playing Magic a bunch because I finally get to play like the stupid broken cards because they're kind of in my purview. But at the same time, it hasn't really motivated me to stream because I feel weird making content about a deck that I just feel like this content is not going to be very helpful in 3 months. I'm definitely of the opinion that I'm not going to be allowed to play with White Plume Adventure that much longer. That's my conclusion, at least. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll see the White Plume stick around and this is just a new part of Legacy, but I'm pretty skeptical. Definitely of the opinion that this deck is the best deck in the format. Yes. The fact that it has caused Unchained Berserker to start in like Empty Shrine Kanushis for the mirrors and, all this other stupid Nemesis traps. All this nonsense. It got top 4 all 4 spots of the last Sunday challenge, which was truly so funny. Yeah, I have been loving it because I love this breath of fresh air as like Delver isn't the top deck anymore. We can play a non-blue deck, and it's like one of the best decks in the format. I've been like, it plays a bunch of cards that I like to play, Solitudes, Creatures, Flicker effects, Hate Bears, that sort of thing. It just, I've been enjoying it as a breath of fresh air. I can very easily see why a lot of people are very frustrated with it, especially if they're playing decks that this deck just kind of completely edged out of the format. The lands really ate shit to Initiative. A lot of the combo decks, honestly, with Archon when Chalice was main and stuff. I think some iterations of the deck were really fucked up for Doomsday, but lately Doomsday just has a lot of combo decks haven't really been around, so the deck's been kind of warping itself to fight fair decks more. And in that vein, it's actually gotten a little bit worse against combo, but that's because combo's already kind of in the dumpster. Yes, multi-twitch. Chylith has figured out how to multi-twitch. Good call. You can have both streams up at once. Newton will be streaming his side, I'll be streaming my side. So you can watch Newton draw natural order on the last possible turn against me, like Elves players always do when I'm one turn from lethal. Ugh. I think this is my sideboard plan. 5. I've talked a lot about how I don't like Chalice versus Newton Elves, and cut White Plume plus a Jailer, maybe a Once Upon a Time. We'll see when we get there. I think I like Jailer versus Newton Elves. Just more removal spells. I don't think he's that good at taking initiative back. Maybe in post-war games it's a little bit of a liability versus like 4 Snuff Out plus 2 Death Marks. Lands is fine, just loaded up Ice Fang. Ice Fang does not seem like a super castable or like good card in lands. Just a 1/1 flash flyer, right? It's like you're never giving it Death Touch. It's also just like these decks have 100 removal spells and lands has no creatures. Like the big problem is that outside of fighting this deck on a completely different axis, like combo killing them, you need 2 things to fight against initiative. You need removal spell, you need to be able to control the board, and you need to be able to take initiative back. And Lands was not good at doing either of those things. So, like, you can play Ice Fang and try to take initiative back, but you're still not removing their creatures. So you're just going to play a game of swap initiative back and forth, and initiative wins that game a lot of the time. That's why I like Delver has a reasonable initiative matchup, because they... Like, obviously, the Tempo deck has a lot of ways to try to keep creatures, especially expensive creatures, off the board. Has a lot of, like, low to the ground threats, sideboards, and, like, stickier threats that are hard to remove, stuff like that. So they can play the game of take the initiative, and they can play the game of don't let the initiative go back. Control kind of has the problem of it's really hard to take the initiative. They're going up on Uros, or not Uros, going up on Minskenbu, because, you know, creature has haste. Very good at stealing the initiative, and obviously they're a good control deck, so like Terminus into Minskenbu is a common line for the control deck, what they're trying to do right now, but I think mostly not a great plan for them. I think control decks are pretty bad. Or just like 8 cast, stuff like that, where it's like, okay, yeah, you can play a bunch of creatures, but like initiative keeps pace with you. You're not just like the more explosive deck. You can't really control their board at all. Dungeoneer does a fun Kappa Cannoneer impression in terms of just being a large chunks of damage that is impossible to block. In addition to initiative gets a bunch of removal spells and you don't. So like if you just have like Emeries or like Sagas and stuff like that, initiative gets to like solitude your creatures, touch your creatures. Would it fix if you just couldn't get initiative by ETB for like Monarch? Yes. I think it would still probably be like kind of annoying and badly designed like Monarch was, but it would definitely be less broken if you couldn't just stack initiative creatures. I think very specifically the reason initiative is good is because they work better with more initiative creatures, whereas Monarch got worse the more you play. Even though if you built your deck around a bunch of fast mana getting a Monarch in play, suddenly all the rest of your Monarch cards sucked. And like sometimes that worked out, Pauper, stuff like that, but for the most part, Monarch didn't really show up in Legacy. But initiative, the other side of that is also that initiative is also just a way more aggressive version of Monarch, and that's very important for like decks that are trying to ignore you. Like, okay, Doomsday doesn't give a shit if you're drawing 2 cards a turn. How do I ban this person? Where's the ban button? Oh, nice. Lackey got it. TY. haven't banned someone in so long. How do I ban them? I need to look at this. Oh, okay, there's a check mark right there. If I click on a person's name, there's a ban button. Alright, cool. Good future reference. Anyway, what was I saying? Monarch or Doomsday doesn't care if you're drawing 2 cards a turn, but Doomsday really cares if you play a 3/3 that turns into a 5/5 and then attacks and then deals your opponent 5 damage on upkeep and then attacks for 5 again and just deals you 15 damage over the next 2 turns. Struggling, started typing /ban. Yeah, I immediately saw the spam post and I was like, oh god, how do I ban people again? I right-clicked on their name and it gave me like a bunch of useless Google Chrome options. I normal clicked on their name and there was like 400 buttons. Oh, you mean like creatures don't retake the initiative if you don't have it? So what happens if your opponent has the initiative and you play an initiative creature, you just don't get it? That would make the mirrors fucking garbage. I guess so maybe it's like you just kind of separate the mechanics. Like ETB, you go through a level through the dungeon maybe, but like you don't get to go through the dungeon every upkeep. Like only the first thing that takes the initiative creates that initiative token, and then that can only be passed around by combat. It gets way too confusing at that point. That seems like a very hard to word mechanic. I'm also just of the opinion that a lot of these thought exercises just aren't that relevant because Wizards is very, 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 very unlikely to errata the initiative at all or change how it works. I think they're just very likely to ban White Plume Adventurer and move on. I think the fact that Wizards errataed Companion was a very necessary evil, but something that they really, really, really don't want to do ever. How much did Newton have to pay me to stream? We'll see after the end of these 5 matches. Between $0 and $100, depending on how well I do, I guess. Like, some people have suggested initiative, like, errata it so it only works like in multiplayer formats if you only have one opponent or whatever, or errata it so that the Undercity doesn't exist and you gotta have to venture through like the shitty dungeons or whatever. These things just aren't really realistic. It's like a casual format, yeah. Hard to not be a casual format when there's just like no tournament support outside of like people that like to play Legacy or like to host Legacy events. There's like no real like lines to like qualifying to big things via Legacy. Ignore the fact that I have qualified for both the RC and the PT via Legacy. It's very difficult. I got very lucky in doing so. They throw us a bone on Moto every once in a while, but you can't realistically like. There's no. They don't allow Legacy RC queues for whatever reason. It is my favorite casual format, that's for sure. Yeah, a lot of Legacy players don't care about winning. That's just factual. I don't really care that much about winning. I happen to be winning a lot because the deck that I like is good now, Initiative Stompy. But like, yeah, I wouldn't have played D&T for 10 years or whatever if my goal was just to win and that was it. I would have learned how to cast Brainstorm at some point. Brainstorm, easily the best card in the format, and just like by not ever learning how to like successfully resolve cantrips, I have definitely done myself a disservice in trying to win the most games as Legacy possible. And just like a lot of people just don't do that because they don't want to. That's fine. That's how I treat all formats though, even if they're not casual. But that's because I'm a more casual player. Not. I think it's definitely within the realm of some of those cards. Vols. It's definitely a tier under like the super busted stuff like Companion and Breach, but I think it's definitely within the bounds of like Ragavan Delver. I don't even think Ragavan Delver was that broken, honestly. Like Delver was still the best deck post Ragavan ban. I think a lot of it was Ragavan Feelbads. I think I would... Obviously, Ragavan's not good against this deck, so I'd rather play against Ragavan Delver than, like, normal Delver with this deck, but, like... I would put this deck above Ragavan Delver in terms of, like, power level of Legacy decks, historically. Sorry, just messaging Newton. Looks like we're about ready to get started in a sec. Rehammer players never YOLO Iona on white. I mean, a lot of Rehammer players like aren't on Iona at this point, right? Like, you see a lot of Sarah's Emissary instead. Was Breach the most broken Legacy deck ever, or is that just recent? But maybe not ever. I can't speak for anything past, like, 2012. I don't know about, like, the Flash era or anything like that. Breach was definitely high up there on the list. Looks like we're about ready to get started. Wait, is Newton's name just Hello? Is he just Hello Newton on MTGO? Chat will probably tell me by the time I finish typing my question to Newton. Oh, hello no underscore. There he is. We aren't buddies. I only buddy people that I have direct challenged at some point, I think. For, like, the online energies or stuff like that. Or a couple of friends that I, like, traded with. And then, like, the card quarter loan bots. I think those are, like, the only people I've ever added on this. Alright. Format. Legacy. Deck. Init, what did I call it? Init Newton versus Newton? Yeah, that's it. Oops, this window is way too big. Nice, we won the die roll. Skill game. Alright. I think all my stops are good. Man, I haven't played on this computer in a while. Alright. Digital Sloth, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. This hand's not very good. No acceleration. Turn 3 Archon, not really going to cut it. If this hand had a Solitude, I'd definitely consider it. Solitude plus Touch can be really busted versus Elves. But obviously, if our first play is a turn 3 Archon or Touch, this is not going to do it. This hand is much better. We have removal spells. We have Palace Jailer, which is a removal spell that also gives us some ability to recoup cards. We might even be able to turn 2 this Jailer with the Chromox plus Tomb. Question is, what am I bottoming? I think I'm bottoming this Ephemerate. Ephemerate might be like 2 removal spells though, which is pretty huge. If I could just like Ephemerate the Jailer and then untap and then rebound on the Jailer again. Maybe I bottom this Touch. Probably gonna once for a land. One of these ends up getting pitched to the Chromox, stuff like that. What's this charity for anyway? I guess I never said that, but I told Newton my charity is Trans Umbrella Metro Organization. I think that's its official name, something like that. It's a trans organization in St. Louis, and then Newton's charity is ACS. Blink effects are less good versus force snuff-outs, that's true. Versus 4 main deck snuff-outs. So maybe we can bottom the Ephemerate. Touch is like good enough. And we'll probably end up just getting pitched to the Chromox anyway. Maybe that's the case, is that like I should just bottom the touch. The Ephemerate has higher upside in general. And I was probably going to end up pitching it to the Chromox on turn 1 anyway to like hold up a plow or something. Well, probably not, because I don't want to cast Jailer on turn 2. So I'll keep this. Bottom. I think I'd like bottoming touch over Ephemerate. And then we want a once upon a time for probably a white source. I would also probably take a 2 and a white card, like an Archon or a white plume. White plume's good here because we can just, it gives us the planes, so we can just go Ancient Tomb, Chromox, pitch Ephemerate, play white plume, get a planes, and then we have Jailer and Plow back up. Tempting to get Archon there, though, but the fact that I want to be casting my Jailer next turn means that I don't think I like that. Hey, JDub247, thanks for the follow. Sand is now broken on the plate, yes. Once upon a time, really putting in the work there, huh? Gave me a land and a thing to cast on turn 1. So yeah, my opponent's going to cast a spell, I'm just going to untap and cast Palace Jailer. I think I'm going to go left. I like going right a lot. More than most people, I think. But this is just like, we have 2 removal spells in our hand already, we just want to go beat downs. Though he does have Snuff Out, so notably this is like a little bit worse, but we still get to like trap him and stuff. But I do like want to get my opponent dead. If Newton doesn't have like a Snuff Out this turn, takes 5, he has to take 4 off the Snuff Out. Stuff like that. Could also goad. No Snuff Outs. Ooh, Archon's really fucked up. Yeah, I think this game is over. I get to Plow plus Archon this turn. Dome for 5. I think I might Plow the Arbor over the Reclaimer. There's a Cradle in play. This Reclaimer doesn't do anything, right? I mean, it can become a 3/4, but right now it's not even close anyway. Dome. It's extremely castable once upon a time. So order here. I'm wondering if I want to attack with Palace Jailer. If they have Snuff Out on the white plume, they would need a second Snuff Out because I would have an untapped Archon. So I think I get to attack with both here. Because I'll have 2 untapped blockers, the Archon and the white plume. But I want to make sure I do this in the proper order. I guess I could technically just fire off one on upkeep, but it's just worth it to not have to worry about that. Big guy 000, thanks for the follow. I'm gonna play this Amaria's Call here. Nowhere near casting it. Yeah, no Snuff Outs offline. Maybe I wasn't supposed to play that Amaria. I forgot about my Monarch draw on instep. I might have wanted to like leave a just direct draw Solitude instead. How many times have I been death marked? 0. Well, maybe in my life more than 0. Can't think of a time I've been death marked though. Dungeoneer is pretty good, I would say. Second Dungeoneer is pretty good, I would say. All right, good first showing. Winning the more than anything else, I think that game definitely demonstrated winning the die rolls is important versus decks that have a lot of creatures. Like if Newton gets to play a creature on turn 1 in that game, I don't just get to like slam White Plume. Obviously, that particular hand was probably fine against something like that because I had a curve of like Plow into Jailer, stuff like that. I could like have played an Archon turn 1 instead. But yeah, being on the play is definitely fucked up. Yeah, that game was definitely a big shout out to Once Upon a Time, honestly. Once Upon a Time, like, drastically changed the texture of that opening hand. Do you have a link to the charities? I don't, but I could post them in chat. A better streamer would have set up, like, exclamation point charity or something and had links to both of the charities, but I am not a better streamer. What do I want my last cut to be? I was talking about, like, Jailer or Once Upon a Time. I think I like Jailer versus Newton lists. Give me the links and I'll do it. Alright, here is the the link for St. Louis Trans Umbrella Group. And then I guess I can just Google ACS and get there, right? ACS gave me American Chemical Society before American Cancer Society? Really? Wow. Alright, here's the specifically the donation link for American Cancer Society. Oh, that link's enormous. I'm just gonna grab cancer.org, which is the American Cancer Society. There's a donate button right at the top. Oh shoot, I got 40 more seconds. I wonder if it's like a play draw thing to like cut Jailers on the draw when you're going to be on the back foot more, stuff like that. I'll give it more thought at a time where I'm not stressed about sideboard decisions. I think Palacio is an easy cut versus Nettle Elves, like I was saying. But versus Newton Elves, it might just be worth it anyway. Just because it's just a grindier matchup, you kind of just want. What was I saying? You kind of just want more like card advantage cards that are also removal cards. Stuff like, you know, Solitude Touch, Solitude Ephemerate. This hand is like really tempting. It's no like actual permanent white sources for these ephemerates or touches is like really awkward. I mean, it's likely going to be like Cavern Petal go, Solitude Pitch Touch, Ephemerate it, and hope for the best. Which is really bad against Snuff Out. Mind Sensor is nice if I can cast it. I think I like this hand. I'm also on the draw. If I draw like a Soul Land or something, Mind Sensor is really good. Deathmark's not a beating because it's sorcery speed, right? Deathmark is a sorcery, right? I'm not insane. I'm like 80% sure Deathmark's a sorcery. Wow, that card sucks. Dungeoneer, huh? Maybe I'm pitching Dungeoneer to the Solitude now. But, like, I just don't have a white source, so I can't, like, have this touch anyway. think I'm naming Wizard with this one for my Mind Sensor, in case I draw like Ancient Tomb. I think I'm letting this live. I get burned by like exactly Grist this turn. Even Grist isn't that bad. It'd be like Grist plus Snuff out because I don't get the creature. But I don't think like I could like end step Solitude this and touch it then, and then just like time walk them. I think I'm fine. It's like pretty clear what I'm holding up though. It's pretty obvious. So if Newton does have something like Snuff out, it is pretty bad for me. Second Arbor, huh? Collector Roof. This is fine. If he doesn't have Snuff out, at least. Crack for white. The resolves. Probably want to snuff out this oof before anything else. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm pitching Dungeoneer. Because I need fast mana, so I'll kill the oof. Does this work? Do you have Snuff out? Yep. Second Solitude, which is almost good, but I don't have the white mana again. What does this cavern go on? Guess it doesn't really matter. Human, I think. Yeah, only killing one Arbor is like pretty medium. I think this goes on Human for drawing Containment Priest. Could draw. Well, I need to draw like another land and then draw. I cut all the white plumes, so I can't even draw those. So Human's better for Dungeoneer. I already pitched one Dungeoneer, but yeah. It's also like makes him think I could like easily have Containment Priest here, so we can't just like pop off Green Sun unless he just has like land Green Sun, because then you can obviously just grab Grist, which would be pretty bad for me. I was just talking to someone about how I like hadn't really felt the burn of having a bunch of like not real white sources, and then like I'm getting absolutely roasted by not having real white sources. Oh, well, that does something at least. I get to hold up Aven Mind Sensor. Definitely not nothing. I mean, I'm not gonna do it. This mindset just never worked for me. Oh, it just has another Snuff out. That's fine. No attack, though. I guess playing around to Containment Priest, right? He'll attack this turn if he doesn't have anything. Frequently don't Stone Rain Elves. I think it's like, given that Snuff Out is impossible to realistically play around, I think it's like fine to go for that, because I'm likely going to cast it on end step anyway. Awkward thing is that like I can't draw a land to channel this touch and a white card to pitch for the Solitude, so I'm like drawing pretty dead here for a couple of turns. So now we have a white card for Solitude. I need white land. I don't think I get to just like Solitude one of these things. Again, there's already Cradle in place. I don't think this Reclaimer is particularly threatening. I just want to draw. Well, like Mind Sensor shuts off most of the Grists, right? My opponent doesn't have a Grist in hand or to be in play. I guess you get to like eat a Green Sun Zenith instead. Alright, white mana? That's white mana. So now, opponent has one card in hand. I think we just Sorcery Speed, kill Reclaimer, kill Arbor, try to put him down on creatures. I could just cast Source of Plowshares, but I kind of just want a thing in play. mean, I could just like cast swords and cast touch over a couple of turns. But my opponent is at 12 life from those snuff outs. So I'm kind of into this. Although they're about to go up a lot more, right? Because they're about to gain like 4 life. This is just like deck thinning, get a fetch or something. Wasteland. I guess that's fine. Oh. I guess technically I should let this resolve, huh? Last card snuff out. Wow, last card is snuff out. Geez, just 3 snuff outs. Alright. Well, we're not really in business, I would say. We're not in super danger of dying yet. That could quickly change. We are going to get wastelanded on our human land, presumably. But we have our white source. We don't need a lot more than that. Just like top deck green sun instantly for Grist. We just... I'll take a draw step, but like we're very likely dead now. I don't know what I could possibly draw here that would be at all impressive. Yeah, not that. Triple snuff out, definitely pretty tough. Triple snuff out on the draw, in particular, with my already a little bit suspect hand. Yeah, initiative looking way more balanced when I didn't put it in play and boarded out half of my initiative creatures. Oh no, the cat's in here. She's gonna cause trouble. I'm gonna like hem and haw about boarding in this jailer over one of these other cards again. Maybe I just like want to go down on like more initiative creatures. I just like don't really care. Are people still playing Gutshot? People were never really playing Gutshot. People, I guess, were kind of. Hey, get out of here. Hey. Let go of the stupid... Get out of here. I guess people were kind of playing Gutshot as a answer to Unchained Berserker, but like, not really. I think stuff like Blessed Alliance or Wagon Blister are both much better. I think I like Jailer over another Dungeoneer a little bit. On the play, though, you do kind of like... I was actually considering earlier, maybe White Plume's actually like better than Dungeoneer in this deck, or in this matchup, especially on the play. Like, White Plume does provide a blocker as well as an attacker. It's also just, like, cheaper. Easier to fit into turns with, like, Swords to Plowshares. Can make the cards smaller for those of us on mobile. Would that help? Can you not see all the cards? I don't think I've ever heard someone say the cards are too big. Oh, you're memeing. Yeah, being able to turn one in. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Maybe this is like a play draw thing. Where you want Dungeoneers on the play when you're likely to be the aggressor and you're likely to be more ahead. And then... Or did I say Dungeoneers? I meant White Plumes. Maybe this is fine. I kind of dig this. I missed that follow, but thank you. Alright, now this is a hand of magic cards. I think I should be very vigilant in mulliganing with this deck. This hand's like weirdly better on the draw. Like, I think I would keep this on the draw and just go like Tomb, Chrome, pitch 2 white cards, Jailer your turn 1 thing, and then like have a Ballista on 2 for the next turn. Maybe that means I just keep it, and I just go, like, Ancient Tomb go? I could Ancient Tomb Ballista on 1, but I don't want to open it up to Snuff Outs until I can kill something with it. Maybe this is just fine. Maybe I just, like, play Ancient Tomb and say go. And, like, I could draw a different white card and then keep Touch or Solitude. I think I kind of dig this. Maybe I'm insane. I'm surprised Elves is playing Wasteland right now. Exactly one punish for keeping. I was about to say the Wasteland. There's another punish, which is like if he just goes like fetch land go. I think I keep this. If he goes, yeah, if he goes fetch land go, it's a little awkward. Classic Storm hand of Deco Burr. So now I think most of my draws are actually pretty good here. It's actually a pretty nice one. We're just gonna go like Jailer, Ballista on 2, Ballista on 2, get you. Would have definitely preferred to draw a land, I think. Conserve one of my actual white cards, but... Artisan Elves is just Elves and Maverick in a trench coat. You are correct. That's a nice one. Could definitely Aganjo an attacking creature, potentially. Or play it if I need to. Green Sun for 0, sure. Now we can just start unloading the machine gun. Alright, so this is... We're getting into a little bit of dangerous territory with this Elvish Reclaimer, because I can't kill it and the Dryad Arbor here. And if I just kill the Reclaimer, obviously I die to, like, Snuff Out or the other thing on my Jailer. So I think I'm just gonna pretty happily go Ballista on 2, ping your Arbor, say go. Get multiple blockers. Ballista's in play for later. Yes, Cavern is not going on Construct. I think Cavern's going on Elemental. Maybe not. If I get, like... Cavern's, I guess, going on Human. Could Ballista on 1 hold up a Ganjo? Well, yeah, could. I don't think that's very likely to come up, though. Realistically, I don't really think this Cavern of Souls matters that much. I'm just gonna not think about it as much as I am. I think the Reclaimer is unlikely to be able to get through all these creatures. Could definitely happen. It's got like 7 removal spells in the deck or something. Could also just draw Plow here, that'd be nice. Another Jailer is not bad. It's one of the reasons I put this on Human. Means I don't think we actually, like, die in the Doomsday scenario here. Why is Jailer a soldier? I don't know, he works for the jail. So now we just get to block this. And I get to, like, Jailer the Reclaimer after or something? Pink face. I could, like, Jailer Ballista on 1 even, depending on what this follow-up is. Alright, so I definitely need to Jailer plus Ballista on 1 to produce maximum amount of blockers here. This could be a Dryad Arbor, but then I still have, like, block, ping. Wait, can I Ballista on 3 here? Block, ping. Technically could. The your initiatives work? No, the initiative creatures are way too good. You just don't want to, like, dilute your deck with bad cards. Cradle also scary. Yeah, suppose that is true. If I Ballista on 3, that's pretty disastrous for me. Oh, you just, like, Ballista on 3, ping, say go? It's maybe not unreasonable. Preserving the Jailer is also nice in case I do lose my monarchy here. But then I'm like blocking with this Ballista again, which is a little awkward. It means that he doesn't fetch for Arbor, though. I like clearing out all these Shepherds. Which is, yeah, worse if I play Jailer. I could also not block. That is an option. We'll see. I don't like giving him back a... I don't even remember what I'm giving him back. Elvish Mystic or something, probably. We just draw like Solitude. That'd be nice. Nope. I could almost cast this, though. That's pretty horrifying. There's second Snuff Out. Okay, not the end of the world. Ping again. Yeah, now if we draw a land, we can just cast Marius Hall and present lethal. We can also just, like, Jailer the Reclaimer, potentially play Archon or something. I'm not, like, totally in the dumpster here or anything. I think I just like Amaria's Call and say, kill me, right? Doesn't have a lot going on here. Could have, like, Eno Hoof or something, which is bad news. Is it safer to just Jailer Archon? Jailer Reclaimer, play Archon. I'm still getting Eno'd. And they just Eno for Progenitus, I don't have lethal, and then I die. I do get Monarch, but, like, the Monarch doesn't matter at this point, because the card that they draw won't be able to save them. I guess if it's, like, a Snuff Out. Well, no, Snuff Out doesn't do it, but... They could have, like, Death Mark? Keeps them alive for a turn, but then we can just Archon Jailer after that. Interesting. I think I like just slamming Amaria's Call here. Alright, please don't kill me. Might be hard cast Snuff Out to stay alive. Nice! We could have taken his draw step, right? You get Monarch draw step, could potentially draw a third Snuff Out and stay alive that turn. Whew. Got there, match one. I don't know why it just took me over to the Constructed tab. That was definitely a sweat. That game 3 was good. Definitely showing Jailer's not fully free in the, like, very removal spell-filled version of Elves. But I think those Jailers were more powerful than if they were, like, Dungeoneers. Alright, Contributor Sleepy. Alright, where's Newton? Challenge. Legacy. Init versus Newton. Any cool tech cards people haven't tried yet in Initiative? Cool tech cards. I've been liking a Gemstone Caverns in the sideboard. Sand is pretty powerful. Definitely into it. Plow into, like, potentially White Plume, but probably plow into Dungeoneer is more likely. I think it's hard to say no to double plow hand. Yeah, just one Gemstone Cavern in the sideboard has been reasonably impressive to me. An idea Jarvis floated to me. think this hand really wants to draw a Solitude specifically for turn 2. Hey, Def Not Oz, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. So we can go like turn 1 Plow, turn 2 Dungeoneer, or turn 2 White Plume plus like Solitude Pitch Dungeoneer. Well, now I don't have to play this Aganjo, which is nice, because Aganjo has a lot more text than Crocus. Just gonna kill the shit. Newton also realizing that he technically did have an out to like top deck Snuff out there to survive a turn. I think I'm pretty ahead though if he spends his whole turn drawing and hard casting a Snuff on 1 Angel, going to 4, and then like I play Jailer plus Archon the following turn. So the problem is here that like I don't just get to play White Plume on turn 2 here against the Snuff out deck. It's just probably really disastrous. I can just get Wastelanded. That'd be fine. Chromox. Oh, we did it! I'm so good! Actually, I think I would have liked a Petal more than a Chromox, because now it pitches the Dungeoneer, but like, I'm not going to say no to a Dungeoneer on empty board. Or White Plume on empty board, whatever. This is definitely a hand where we're going right on the, in the dungeon. Our hand does not have a lot going on. If there is a Snuff out in my future, it's nice that we have like Plow plus Aganjo next turn anyway, so even if the Newton just goes like thing, kill your creature, I can just scry 2 and protect. What's this? Oh, Fiend Artisan, sure. That's fine. We just get to plow this. 3 cards in hand? Yeah, I think we just need to scry. Just want more stuff. Ooh, that's definitely stuff. I think I just want a Jailer this turn. Archon's nice, but Jailer just fits the mana bill so nicely here. I think I'm going to draw the Archon, though. Archon's just always nice to have in play. With 2 removal spells is where they go left. I definitely thought about it. Hold on, only has 3 cards in hand. I think I'm fine playing a little bit of a longer game, especially before Progenitus matters. This is game 1. So, like, Enno's a lot less threatening, as long as I just keep, like, killing shit. And, like, if you get to Throne, it's very similar to winning the game. Doesn't really matter that you haven't dealt your opponent as much damage. In a matchup like this, at least. Also, we have Monarchy. We're drawing a bunch of cards, so I think we're, like, pretty heavily favored to play the control role here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana next turn. So probably Archon plus Plow. Yeah, I think I'm just point and clicking at everything that moves. We actually have 6 mana. Forgot about the treasure. Another Aganjo. That's fine. Play this on Elemental. In case I want to hardcast a Solitude. Plow your thing. Play this Archon. Attack you. Yeah. Draw my card. There we go. I was scared that there was some 2-mana flash creature that I forgot about there, and I was about to eat massive shit. Reveals Collector Roof. Yeah, that's fine. We still have the mana to, like, Aganjo if we need to. We're also just, like, massively on the aggressive plane here. If you just, like, cast Collector Roof, we just get to attack, hold up Aganjo. Attack all, notably. And we also have a blocker, because we had a 4-1 here. Dungeoneer, huh? Is that worth playing? Yeah, we just get to throne them, so that's almost assuredly worth playing here. Get to go get, you know, Solitude, second Palace Jailer, something like that. Second Palace Jailer probably better because they don't get to gain life here. They're not taking the initiative back from me. Yes, you are dead. Yeah, no one play. Notably, I do know Newton. I have Newton's list, so like, he's not playing the Flash Elf. I think I liked our plan earlier where we cut White Plumes on the draw. And then, I guess, cut, like, one Dungeoneer. I think I'm still in for Jailer. Jailer was a little awkward even in that game 3, where I was on the play. But I think less awkward than Dungeoneer. Once Upon a Time, we have Plow, we have Solitude Ephemerate. We don't really have a white card to pair with it. We could easily off the once. But I think maybe even like Ephemerate's just like not a very good card in this matchup. Maybe it's a bit of an anomaly because Newton drew like 5 snuff outs over the 2 post-board games. And like it's fine to exchange Ephemerate on a Solitude with a snuff out. Basically plowing anything on turn 1 here. Deck's like fairly likely to be able to produce 2 creatures on turn 2. Which I guess you kind of want 3 creatures for a Solitude, but no way in hell I'm letting this Elvish Reclaimer live. That's a nice white card to pair with the Solitude, that's for sure. Archon of Emeria or more lands? Yeah, if you can ever cast the Ephemerate in response to a snuff out, then it's really fucked up. But just like that doesn't really work super well, specifically with Solitude. So the issue is we kind of only have 2 lands here. So if I just go land Plow here, I could potentially go like Cavern Petal Archon. But then I like just have 2 mana in play. Whereas I could take City of Traders and just set up to be like casting things. I could potentially like hard cast a Solitude on turn 3 instead, and just have Ephemerate up afterwards. I think I like taking the City. It gives me like a little bit of issues of not having action, but I think that's mostly fine. I'll play out this Petal just in case. There's no like removal for it, so it's not a huge issue. But I don't think I'm gonna be Solitude Ephemerating this turn. With how much I like just kind of want my mana in play. This is pretty scary. I think I'm just going to, on my turn, try to Solitude Ephemerate. And at least hit the Reclaimer. Yeah, these draws aren't super thrilling. Yeah, if this Ephemerate doesn't resolve, we're definitely in a bad spot. I feel like there's definitely a... Holy shit, we did it. Bang. I think this is going a human now, in case we draw Palace Jailer. You don't have to crack the Petal. It's awkward if we draw... If we have to crack the Petal if we draw another Solitude, I guess, but it's not the end of the world. This other Cavern will just go in Elemental next turn if we don't draw anything of relevance. Fiend Artisan. These cards are pretty spooky. Oh wait, never mind. We're just rebounding this Ephemerate. These cards aren't spooky at all. I think I'm supposed to hit the Fiend Artisan. A little scared of NO Prog, but I don't think I can really do anything about that. I'm more scared of just getting like Fiend Artisan gristed. Oh, I guess we can do both. think I'm supposed to just fire off this plow. Yeah, I'm definitely cracking this pedal for this. Opponent has proven that they don't have removal. Yeah, I'm supposed to attack here. Even if they have endurance, which I don't think he does. We just get to like play the Ballista for 3, obviously. So if I don't crack the pedal's not keeping me from casting anything. With 5 mana in play, I'll be able to cast anything outside of Emeria. So I think I just go Ballista for 3, just try to dead my opponent here. Opponent doesn't have Snuff Out unless they drew it, like, specifically this past turn cycle. More lands, sure. I think I'm just going to be pumping up this Ballista rather than playing a second one. Maybe that's wrong. Does it affect the lethals at all? I'll deal 7, put him to 13, then deal 7 plus 4 is 2. No, it'd be lethal next turn regardless. I think I like just pumping. Green Sun for 2. Interesting. So this is probably oof then? I don't think I pink face. I think I just have a 4/4. Can't really do anything about this. We just want to like draw a removal spell. Yeah, just have to accept this one. Oh, like that. That's pretty good. I think I'll offer that, you know, if he wants to block or something first. Is this lethal? 7 plus 5. I think I'm 1 off. Would turn off the fetch land, though. I think I'll play the 1/1. Touch. So put some effective 1 on board. Turns off this fetch land. GG's. What's the record? I was busy. We're 2-0 against Newton now. Playing a best of 5. Well, not best of 5. We're playing 5 total matches, regardless. Yeah, drawing Walking Ballista is really good in this matchup, huh? Having, like, a repeatable source. Like, we were kind of out of gas there after the initial, like, exchange of resources. And Ballista kind of like being like a better jailer in some ways. You don't draw additional cards every turn, obviously. But you just get to like, you don't need to draw cards every turn because you get to like pump it continuously and kill things. I think I'm keeping the sand. The sand's like a little bit slow, but we have plow into Dungeoneer. I think it's fine. Maybe I'm just supposed to mulligan to a more aggressive hand on the play versus elves. Just like play a stupid thing on turn 1. Just like crush him. It'll be a little awkward if he goes creature and then turn 2 creatures, because then this Dungeoneer gets really scary. What's in its worst matchup? I don't have like a super good answer for you. Probably like turn 1 combo, especially how the decks are currently moving. Like, I don't think the Reanimator matchup should be favored. I've been winning against it a lot. I think specifically because Reanimator players in leagues aren't like that great. But I think like fast combo is pretty nice, especially given that this deck is making a lot of like adjustments towards fighting fair decks. But the problem is that the combo decks are just kind of bad right now, especially with Delver being the other top dog. It hasn't felt like there's been a matchup for Initiative that's just like horrible, unwinnable garbage. That's my big takeaway, is that I've just been like murdering people left and right. Straw, White Bloom. Let's hope Newton just like casts a Fiend Artisan here. Or like Green Sun for 1. Just like don't put 2 creatures into play. If he does put 2 creatures into play, I'm pretty sure I'm just like slamming the Dungeoneer anyway, but that's just the life I have to live. No, stop. I can't possibly beat 2 creatures. Like, actually. Is there any difference between killing these 2? Kill the Arbor, because I can't touch the Arbor. Can't touch the Spirit Element. I think other than that, they're functionally identical in Newton's deck. There's no, like, actual elf synergies in Newton's list anymore, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll be awkward if he has Snuff Out, but not the end of the world, because we can't just, like, take the initiative back with Dungeoneer afterwards. Or we could just, like, draw Solitude, I guess. Or we just draw more Dungeoneers, I guess. That's also an option. No Snuff Outs, please. But we're kind of fine if we start getting snuffed out. We will make do. I got nothing. Snuffed out. Deal. We can fight this pretty reasonably. I should let Lily out. She's whining. Get out of here. Fiend Artisan? That's pretty bad for me, huh? Fiend Artisan means we're going to get Gristed, and then the Grist is going to kill my other Dungeoneer, and then I'm going to take initiative. We know they can't do all that, right? Because they have to sack 2 things and tap the Fiend Artisan. They could have, like, a fetch land, and then sack the Arbor, get Grist. No, it still taps them out of too much mana, I think. No, they could sack this untapped one. Well, regardless, my hand is a little forced. How many grand are on the line? All of them. All the grands. I think we're gonna go scrying. These cards aren't very good. Next turn, I could technically double spell, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 from the stash after I play Dungeoneer. So I could play Dungeoneer into Archon, which maybe is important. So maybe I'm supposed to just keep the Ancient Tomb. It feels so bad keeping a land in this current state, though. I think I kind of have to. I think I need more stuff in play. Top. What, I could Thalia? Thalia, I mean, the long and short of it is that Thalia sucks, yeah. It's just, like, not an impactful enough card. I found myself losing a lot of games, where my, like, filler cards were just, like, not very good. Yeah, so this is going to be the line. It was land into creature. It wasn't fetch land for Arbor specifically, but it's going to be Fiend Artisan away one of these, sack the Summonix if one attack me again. But then we get to play Archon plus Dungeoneer, which were, like, maybe okay. So Artisan does get pretty scary, though. So they could, like, they could forge. I think he's going to Lost Well, though. Yeah, he just wants to find, like, Anno, Green Sun, stuff like that. I know Beefkeeper, same reason. Like, Beefkeeper, Spellbinder, Thalia, I felt that they were all, like, fairly low impact when I was casting them. So the idea behind playing Once Upon a Time in this list is just like I got to approximately a 56 card deck, and I was like, I don't like playing these other cards. They all seem like fairly bad to me. So I will just not play any of them. Doesn't matter the way I tap this, because the stash is going to produce the white mana. I could technically like hold up a Ganjo here instead of playing Archon, but I think I just want creatures in play to make sure that I can take this Grist off the board. I don't really care if we're throwing initiative back and forth too much. I do care once they get to the throne, obviously, but I can survive for like a turn or so. Losing this is a huge telegraph of a Ganjo, you mean? Yeah, that makes sense. If I just like played Ancient Tomb and said go, it's like very suspicious. It's also awkward if you just like cast Green Sun for like oof or something. I'd look really stupid. So yeah, now the way this is set up, it's also nice that he didn't mill a creature, so he can't just attack with this Artisan. Getting second Grist would be interesting. I'd have to like lose initiative for multiple turns, right? Because I probably have to take the Grist off the board. I think I'd be losing that race pretty well here. Looks like insect for Newton's having some dog troubles. We can all sit here and think about how I'm gonna get owned by this Grist. So if he gets Grist, sacks the insect token. He has to sack like his whole board to get there, though, right? Just to kill one of my creatures, and then he can't actually get initiative from this board, right? Unless he sacks the Fiend Artisan and attacks me. No, he can't. He can't get initiative at all because I have 2 blockers. So if he just gets Grist, kills a creature, I just get to punch the Grist with the other creature and get a skeleton, and then hold up a Ganjo. So I'm pretty happy in that position. It is scary that this Fiend Artisan is quickly approaching a size that I can't like block it, so he might be able to throne me. Oh no, he has no Shriek Mods in his list. He also can't Shriek Maw from them, can he? How's this gonna work? No, the X does not like add this, so it's not like Pod. He'd have to pay 6 mana, and he only has 5 anyway. Just chump it. Yeah. Could also like chump plus a Ganjo or something next turn, depending on how big I perceive it getting. It was a nice thing that he missed specifically this turn. Like if this Grist had plussed and flipped a creature instead of a land, this Fiend Artisan would have been a 4/4. I think that would have been kind of bad for me. If he just like attacked though, double blocking worth thinking about. Maybe I just take it since exactly the next stage of Undercity isn't that threatening to me. If it had an insect, it'd be a disaster, yes. But luckily, Newton doesn't have any insects in this deck anymore. He just finished cutting all of the Wirewood symbiotes. You're in Costa Rica? That sounds sick. Isolated system. Nice. Second grade. Oh yeah, I guess that is technically true. This is a 1/1 insect. There is exactly one other insect in the deck to mill to your Grist. I've only been double activationed off of a Grist once in my life against elves. It was extremely tilting. The fact that it just completely changes how like the board is developing and just like how much pressure you can apply to the Grist and stuff. It's just so irritating. The stupid trinket text on that card. The trinket text is my biggest beef with a lot of Modern Horizons cards. It's just like Murktide didn't need to get bigger when you played a second Murktide. Grist didn't need to do like cute little things where you get, if you're playing Insect Tribal, you get more +1s. Merciless. What is this? This is endurance. Okay, that's fine. Means we can just attack the Grist with the Dungeoneer. We get a 4/1 to block and a Naganjo to block and clear the Grist. One skeleton's definitely nice. Surprise for the winner. It's simply the losers donating money to charity. Every match you lose, you donate $20 to your opponent's charity. Currently, Newton is donating $40 to St. Louis Metro Trans Umbrella Group of St. Louis. I shouldn't have played that land. I don't think it'll end up mattering, but I could like draw a different land potentially. Like that, but I'd rather play planes. Doesn't really matter. I think Newton already knew about that planes, because that plane's off Dungeoneer. I think I had a planes in the opener. So it's like all known information. Alright, so this is fine-ish. Definitely a bit of a precarious spot. Be much more happy if I untap reasonably next turn. Cavern on instant. Yeah, if only. Stop casting spells, they're scary. This is a green sun for second Grist, then. It's fine. Curious on if he'll be able to take Undercity from me. I don't think so. I think what's going to end up happening is I'm going to have to like block it. Plussing? Interesting. Plus then attack all. Then I just get to eat the Mystic, trade Endurance. Oh no, then I have to chump this. Just attack like this, huh? Huh. Do I want the Archon or the Skeleton in play more? Because I'm going to just trade Archon plus a Ganjo for it. Or whatever, a blocker plus a Ganjo for it. I like Skeleton lines up better against Endurance. Archon lines up better against 1/1s, I guess. I don't think I care that much about this Endurance because I think the other creature's going to die off the throne. So they'll have, what, 2 1/1s and a Grist in play. I'm going to try to attack. I'll attack the Grist down with Archon plus Dungeoneer next turn. I think I'm ditching the Skeleton because I want to ensure that I can clear this Grist, which involves attacking this with both creatures. Assuming that I hit a removal spell for this Endurance. Does mean that they could like take Monarchy back from me or take Initiative back for me for 1 turn, but I don't think I care about that. They just get to stash, which isn't super threatening. I think it's Skeleton, but I'm not the most confident. Sucks that he flipped that Dryad Arbor. Could have just got a clean kill with a Ganjo instead. So now the plan is to hit like Palace Jailer. Actually, we want Solitude, not Jailer. Right? Because if I Solitude this and attack both, then that's extremely dangerous. They could give the Endurance back. Or if I Jailer it, I just want to Solitude it instead. Get a giant lifelinker in play, kill this, ensure I clear the Grist. I don't think I'd take it, because I can't clear the Grist and take back Initiative, because he's got a reach blocker. Ooh. Can load spell 1 spot time, not through my Archon, but... So we send both at Grist here, to ensure that it dies. I will keep this, and then just not cast my 1 spot on time, I think. Because I just want to draw Plow. Slowest Once Upon a Time in the world, yeah. Clear There's second grist, cast pedal, say go. Do you make an initiative deck that doesn't use cities? My wallet will love you forever. Yeah, probably not. City is pretty important for this deck. You just want fast mana constantly. Oh no! My only chance to cast Once Upon a Time. Wait, no, I'm drawing Plow. Never mind. It's fine. I'm just not going to cast this once. Oh no, I'm going to shuffle away the Plow. I'm an idiot. No! No! I can't not do this. Chat, why didn't any of you warn me? That's funny. Oh, that's pretty good too, huh? I think we're just racing here. I wanted to make sure you remembered the lesson. I'm gonna keep this white bloom because it gets us to trap next turn. Just in case. I think we can survive Crater Hoof. But I prefer that he just doesn't draw it. Nice. Didn't draw it. Can't believe none of you warned me that I was going to shuffle my deck. Yes, it's obviously a joke. Please do not help me in my charity match against Newton. It was very funny, though. We're 2-0 right now against Newton. We're up a game. Yeah, you can block with Solitude. It's only 9 damage off. Yeah, 9 plus. It's like 14. Adds 14 power to the board, right? I should potentially add a title, huh? Something that like says the record, so I don't have to keep saying it. Usually have a title ready somewhere. Like this. Was that really the last time I streamed? Properties. Newton charity match 2-0. Sack 1/1 Plowhoof, get +2/+2 to 2. Oh yeah. It does even less because you just respond to the trigger. Let me make sure I did everything right. Yeah, this all looks good. Happy. Newton's kind of getting farmed. It's not best 3 out of 5 because the result of each individual match matters. Because every time you lose a match, you donate $20 to the opposing charity. So, not really a best of 5. It's just 5 matches. I don't think I want to keep this. My opponent is mulliganing to 6. We have 3 lands, Solitude into Ballista on 1 into Archon, but that's like not really what this matchup's about. I think I'm happy you're getting a hand like this. This hand seems pretty decent. Bottom Dungeoneer, land, Chromox Pitch. Ugh, it's a tough one. I'm just going to 5. I'm going to keep this definitely in Bottom Dungeoneer. We can always draw a card. Our draw step can also affect what we pitch off to the Chromox. If we draw a land, we can pitch Maria's Call, so we land a Mind Sensor, stuff like that. Newton on a 5-card hand. It's also like a little scary. I could potentially just plow this Fiend Artisan Elves and like not eat shit to turn 2 Grist or something. Seems like kind of unlikely, but I think I'd rather hold the plow for scarier individual creatures like Fiend Artisan, which is more likely to happen to me than, say, Grist, especially because we get to line up turn 2 Aven Mind Sensor on top of turn 1 Katamer Priest. Yes, always bolt the bird, never stray from 20-year-old adages. Always bolt the bird when you have a bunch of other options. Thank you for your input. And I'm going to say that and then instantly get turned 2 Gristed and look like a fucking idiot. No, that's fine. We didn't get got. What's this cavern going on? It doesn't matter because we're against elves, but if we get like oofed, we want double white for humans or elementals. Extremely far away from casting. Oh, that was fucking scary as hell. I think I can. What is this? 3, 4, 5. I'd take 15 if they just go land drop, but I don't want to play. Actually, maybe it's fine. They have 1 card in hand. Just wondering about like Plow Shepherd versus Mind Sensor. We just draw like Soul Land to make it easy, like that. Yeah. Could Plow Land War. That does not seem like a winning line. Oh, Plow instead of Priest. And then untap and then have Mind Sensor or Priest up. Yeah, that actually might have been better. I think I would have just Plowed Shepherd regardless, though, because my opponent has a bunch of mana. Maybe I'm supposed to attack first. Because I don't think I get to attack now. I think I could have gotten to attack previously. Yeah, I think, aside from drawing the tomb, it makes more sense. Uh-oh. I think I'm still flashing this in? Yeah, because we could draw, like, Solitude or something. Five games or 5 matches. Thinking about activating Reclaimer in response. Decides not to. Makes sense. Because if you, the only thing you'd like want to 2 to 4 here is Wasteland, and this probably activates your Snuff Outs, which is more important facing down this. Oh, we're so good at this game, chat. I'm actually going to put this on Human. Because we're going to cast the Solitude already, and if we like get oofed and then draw Jailer specifically. I think we attack here. I don't even know if he keeps in Endurance. If we do, I can Solitude it. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, no point in waiting, I don't think. Pow. Kill all these stupid shepherds. Now considering activating Reclaimer? Probably not into my onboard even Mind Sensor. Maybe considering removal spells last card. No reason to fire it off now though. Unless you wanted to like snuff out Mind Sensor then activate Reclaimer. Oh, float mana to cast something. Hard cast snuff out. Oh yeah, that would make sense, yeah. I got nothing. I got the stuff on board on top of my deck. There's the Snuff Out. Now this is Green Sun for Grist. Yep. Have to plus it here, right? I think I just sent both of the Grist. Opponent has no cards in hand. Double block is kind of painful and awkward, but kind of a necessity, I think. Like just attack here. Just blocks with Insect. We make no progress. Am I okay with trading Reclaimer for Priest, though? Because that's the only other exchange, right? I guess I deal it 3 damage as well. Whereas if they want to get the Priest off the board, they can just, like, minus punch here. This is a little bit awkward, huh? I think this is just double block the Containment Priest. Yep. It's not great for me. Need to draw. We got a couple of draw steps. Ooh, that's a good draw step, especially after I just lost my Containment Priest. Ephemerate. Touch. What's the best way to do this? I don't know if that was better than just sending Solitude, honestly. But like I said, if they wanted the Grist off the board, I don't think there would be a ton of difference here. Like, drawing Fiend Artisan, they just minus the Grist, punch the thing, and then, like, have a Fiend Artisan play. Yeah, maybe, like, forcing the minus is better than trading the Reclaimer for the Containment Priest. But I don't have the utmost confidence in that. So I attack. They just double block. I can't touch. I could, like, just touch the Solitude, kill the Artisan, but it's the same as casting. So we just... I should play this out, huh? I think I was supposed to play that out last turn. There's a cat jumping at the door now. The Mirror is a big reason to want to be playing Plow right now over Chalice. The Mirror got a lot bigger in those few weeks. Yeah, this Chris is going to bury me pretty badly unless I draw a Walking Ballista. This is a post-board game. 5, 6. Yeah, we draw Walking Ballista. We're definitely in this. Unless we just get natural ordered here. That'd be pretty bad. Oh, that's also pretty bad. Could still draw a Walking Ballista, though. It's not a Walking Ballista. It's not a Walking Ballista at all. Don't think we're quite in the dirt yet. Pretty close, though. Yeah, I don't love my Containment Priest line. I don't think it ended up mattering a ton. It's definitely painful here. Can't cast our Mirror's Call because we have 2 caverns. Do I even take another draw step? Is it worth anything? Might just be dead here. Yeah, the big thing is that, like, the format has warped in such a way that Chalice is worse because all the decks that Chalice is good against are, like, much worse. I think I was supposed to play this call. Oh, they did it. He hit the double grist. At least he hit it when it just, like, absolutely doesn't fucking matter and I'm super dead. Yeah. Actually hit the other grist. That's funny. Alright, and then our game plan was... Yeah, top deck Terminus. Probably not very good against that grist. I think this was our game plan. The other game plan was let this fucking cat in. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. The second you jump on the other desk, you're dead. I'm gonna kill you. Yeah, that's right. You can come, yeah, you can come up on stream, that's fine. Just don't knock a bunch of shit over on that other desk. I would love to play first. Seems like a little dorky, huh? 1, 2, like technically plays a turn 2 jailer, but in a really weird way that also has to like ditch this plow. Or like draw a white card. First turn would be like shot, call, go. Actually, probably just tapped call go because it's gonna play 1 creature. Second turn would be shot, call, pedal, Chrome Mox, pitch Plow, hopefully pitch just a different white card that I draw. Play Jailer. Maybe that's fine. On the play specifically. Turn 2 Jailer is proving to be like a pretty powerful option against this deck. You get to like just gas back up a ton on resources. As long as you can protect it after, and we have a lot of tools to protect it after. I think I'm gonna keep this. We really just want to like draw a white card. I think I'm just gonna go Amaria's Call Go. And this is just play a guy deal. Because we could draw a land, and land works, because then we can just pitch the Amaria's Call to the Chrome Mox. Yeah, it's like most draws were good there. Didn't think about that, but that's like a pretty good reason to think this hand's fine. We have then Ballista plus Plow as backup tools here. Best draw would be like Soul Land, so we can Ballista on 2 plus Plow next turn in case of like Reclaimer plus a 1/1. Just 2 greens. Alright. I think I'm just... Touch is nice as well. So I lose out on my Ballista, but this is like almost... This is as clean as a Ballista gets, I think. I think I just want a Ballista for 2 ping and just be happy. I have 2 removal spells left in the chamber, so I'm not super worried. I have Monarch going, so I don't think I need Ballista to like keep me gassed up in this match. I guess I technically could have like attacked first or something, but I don't think he's ever blocking here. Just mirrors MTGO super slow. MTGO seems to be going at like a normal speed, I think. Alright, so now we're just going to kill everything again. I'm going to Plow the 1/1 because I'm going to untap and touch the Reclaimer. It's a nice pickup. Touch is a weird card to Verbify. It's a fun one. We're just going to touch the Elvish Reclaimer. What's wrong with that? It's not weird. You're weird. Collector Roof. Sure, I guess. I think I'm just going to cast this Priest. I don't think Newton's going to be walking into it anytime soon. I think we're just done attacking. I think I just want to be mana efficient. Maybe not, because I just have a bajillion mana. Well, that's pretty good. I guess less good, unless I want to specifically go out of my way to kill this Oof right now. Which, I guess I just do. Just, like, touch Oof, attack for 4, play Ballista on 2. There could be... Could be a Snuff Out hiding out in this hand. He said no reason to cast one yet. So maybe that's a reason to not cast the Ballista. I could just say go and try to like and wait for that to make that choice at a separate turn down the line. I think I like pushing the aggression, though. Like, taking so much damage if he has Snuff Out. Right? Goes to 11, goes to 7, goes to like 5, something like that. Cradle Go, huh? Attack you for lethal. Is this lethal? I haven't actually done the math. Might actually be one off. Yeah, I am actually one off. Sure, you get to live one more turn, Newton. Ephemerate, not very good with my Containment Priest or my Walking Ballista. Attack for probably lethal, yeah. Alright. 3-0. Legacy, Init versus Newton. Ephemerate under Containment Priest, yeah. Combo City. Are you both engineer? It should be accepted as lethal. Win the die roll. Well, this seems close. I think I might actually keep this with like a second land. We have like Plow, we have Touch Solitude, but yeah. We're on the play too, so we can just mulligan for some more aggressive starts. I would not call this start aggressive. Maybe this is keepable on 6. It's awkward, though. It doesn't have anything to run away with the game with. And Newton has main deck Snuff Out. So, like, turn 1, shock Amaria's call. Oh. I didn't name this deck Legacy D&T. I named it, like, Init for Newton or something. There's another deck in there named Legacy D&T. I think I'm just going to 5 here. If I like have a turn 1 White Plume or turn 1 Archon or something, I think I'm more happy than anything this hand is doing. Alright, this hand speaks to me. Keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, we want the Once Upon a Time. Do we just keep the Once Upon a Time and bottom the second land and try to mise a soul land here? Could bottom the Ephemerate, maybe. Maybe we keep land, Once Upon a Time, White Plume, Plow. Definitely bottom the Chrome Mox. We just don't have enough gas in the tank for this one. I feel like Ephemerate is an important piece of my actually being able to win this game. Once Upon a Time for like the I think it's like 50 or 60% or something to hit soul land is like kind of a disaster. There are a lot of like reasonable hits though. Normal land, we just like take a few draw steps, get there. Yeah, what could go wrong? I'm so good at this game, chat. Look at that. All according to plan. Could still lose. Well-timed Snuff out if Newton snuffs out while I'm tapped out. But just like creature. Grabs Fintorn. I feel like a lot of these games would be more annoying. I don't know if it's possible to know that from the opposing side, but if you just like went fetch land to go, suddenly like my hand is so much more awkward. I don't know how aware of that you can be as an Elves player though, because like that's just obviously not always the case. Jesus. This feels like a hand we're going right. We need stuff. Green Sun for 0. Oh, touch can exile Dried Arbor. I don't know why I thought it would be like non-land, but because it's specifically not every creature type, or not every card type, because it can only hit artifacts and creatures, so it can definitely hit Dried Arbor. I don't know what I was talking about earlier. I think we're going Lost Dwelling. Neither of these cards are particularly good, I don't think. I do need lands at some point to recoup for when I eventually play this Plains. But I think I might just say, like, attack them and say go here. Hold up Ephemerate, induce, like, try to attempt at Snuff Out. That's a pretty rancid draw, huh? Dog is eyeing away up onto that shelf. Yeah, she always does. Reclaimer. That's something I definitely want to touch. That is a weird thing to say, huh? More Reclaimers. Maybe I'd want to touch it less now. Jeez, there's a lot of stuff. I think I'm just gonna have to proactively Ephemerate here now. Opponent has a massive board all of a sudden. I need to just turbo my way down to Throne. I could channel here. I don't think I need to because I'll untap, go to Catacombs, Ephemerate, go to Throne. The Ephemerate Rebound gets me to Throne. So this wants to hit a removal spell. It does not hit a removal spell. That's pretty disastrous for me. Feels like Archon's not really going to do a lot here. I just need to, like, dead my opponent as soon as possible, which means Dungeoneer. That is pretty painful, huh? Does Archon really do anything for me? Assuming that this Reclaimer is going to just, like, spend 2 turns getting Cradle and then absolutely beating my face in. I don't think Archon does a lot. I think Dungeoneer is just going to being better. Gets me through, like, the left side faster, which I think might be important because I might need to race now. Go get my the basic planes that I don't have. Ooh, never mind. We can just kill both Reclaimers again. I forgot we were getting a draw step. I often forget we're getting a draw step when I hit Throne. So I think I just want to kill both Reclaimers now. Could potentially, like, go left faster. Is touch... If I touch my White Plume, is it lethal next turn? Forge onto Dungeoneer plus Trap is only 13. Plus Skeleton and White Plume, one of them getting in, technically sets up something near lethal. What about, like, kill the 2 mana creatures? Is that weird? This is tough. This is a tough line. I don't like touching the White Plume, because I don't actually set up lethal over, like, next turn. I think I just set up lethal. Can't touch the Arbor. I can touch the Arbor, in fact. We were just talking about that. This is not an online permanent. This is artifact or creature. I thought that was the case as well earlier in this game. But totally slipped my mind that that's the case. This is a tough one. I'm at 20, which is a nice life total to be at. I also think I'm sacrificing this treasure, notably. I don't think I'm using up my city yet. I think I'd rather sack the treasure than play the plains, have 3 mana, because then I have access to 4 mana when I need it, and still 3. If they top deck Snuff, the touch on white. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch on the white plume. I think that line's just not good, because it doesn't turn into a 2-turn clock anyway. I think I like killing Reclaimers here. I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing. If you touch a Dryad Arbor, you're touching grass. That is true. We all know I can't do that, so I guess my hand is forced. Oh no, the cat's being a menace again. Cat, holding touch does beat Grist. Yeah, I don't think I'm that scared of Grist. They can't Grist my Dungeoneer, notably because that's Hexproof. Hey, you're gonna get kicked out again. Stop being a brat, huh? Huh? Maybe if you were less of a pest, you wouldn't get kicked out. Do you think about that? Goodbye. Land go. That's all he did? Alright, we take those. I think I want to forge on the White Plume, just to diversify threats in case there's a Snuff out. I could just, like, Lost Well, but I think I just want to dead my opponent before they find, like, NO. Could forge Skeleton. I think I'm fine if they double block the Skeleton, though. I mean, I guess it helps that they can't chump block the Skeleton in that case, whereas they can chump block White Plume. Well, this is not getting cast anytime soon. It might help me hardcast a Solitude with this Chrome Mox. Oh, it dodges Snuff out. I didn't even think about that. Wow. They're not at a lot of life, and I get to untap my whole board here, huh? Unless they hardcast Snuff out on White Plume. I think that's still not lethal. How's the stream going? We're 3-0 so far in our 5-match set against Newton. So doing pretty well. Go to 1. There's no third Dryad Arbor. So this is... Oh, and all my creatures on tap now because they didn't have Snuff out. So I don't think there's a way we die here. Yeah. Untaps all of them? Yeah, if you get to the end of the dungeon, all your creatures untap instead of just one. It's really fucked up. Speaking of, like, stupid-ass trinket text. We were talking about the dumb trinket text on, like, Grist and Murktide. White Plume also has some stupid trinket text. Alright, we'll proceed to board out all the White Plumes. 1 Dungeoneer. Pretty happy with this sideboard plan so far. And then board in the White Plumes on the play when they're more potent. more plans for streams in the future? Not really. I just kind of stream at my whims. This is turn 1 Aven Mind Sensor on the draw with literally nothing else. Probably not good enough. This is even worse. Alright, we'll go to 5. This deck mulligans, like, you shouldn't be afraid of mulliganing with this deck. Like, we won from 5 that game, I think. Ugh. Alright, this hand's not exciting, but it's probably, I mean, we're definitely keeping down here. Just keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn 1 Archon. Have a Solitude that's maybe castable in the future. If we draw a white source, I might just not turn 1 Archon. Probably not. Draw Plow, huh? I think I just still slam Archon here. Highest upside, we're on a mull of 5. I think we want to get away with high upside plays. I don't think I just want to be like Chrome Mox, pitch Solitude, play Ancient Tomb, plow your things, they go. It's obviously bad if they have like removal spell and then get to like use this Fiend Elves mana really well. There's a chance that they just like don't get to use it pretty well here. It's just a bunch of green zones in its mana. I should have kept that Aven Mind Sensor hand. I mean, not really, because they had to snuff out, but well, it's not the best card to draw here, huh? I am deeply, deeply concerned that we are going to die to a natural order for Progenitus. I think I just need to fire off Plow and get lucky a little bit. Draw land, play Jailer, draw land, play Solitude, something like that. I think we decided that there's actual no difference between these cards in Newton's deck. I don't think, like, it's not enough that I'm going to, like, Solitude, Jailer, and Arbor to, like, prevent getting just normal land NO'd here, but... Oh, these cards are pretty scary, huh? Don't really want to cast this Jailer anymore all of a sudden. Well, good thing, because I can't. Sacking to Artisan and Endure it and seeing it allows fetches to be online again. Okay, so you'd rather the Dried Arbors be exiled. That makes... I can see that, yeah. Very, very corner case, but I think the only case that matters at all so far, so that tracks. I think we're just gonna Solitude, touch, kill 2 Reclaimers, hope for the best. The greed line would be kill 2 Dryad Arbors and hope my opponent never draws another mana source, but that seems unlikely to succeed. Because I feel like a decent chunk of top decks that help stop getting NO'd. You could draw like another touch, draw Ephemerate, draw Container Priest, Aven Mind Sensor, stuff like that. I'm definitely attacking here. Maybe I plow an Arbor. 2 cards in hand and like not casting anything makes me feel like at least one of those cards is natural order. So I don't want to die to just land. Just any land, and then they just get to NO for prog. This also turns off like top deck Grist, which is also threatening for me. Immediately, maybe not punished. It's a little hard for this Fiend Artisan to be effective without mana, huh? But easily could be punished by this Fiend Artisan, huh? Should probably attack if you're not blocking. Yep. Nope. Are they blocking? Yeah, I think I definitely like my line. I think it's a good read that my opponent has a natural order in hand, and I would want to do my best to prevent that from connecting. I think I'm still attacking here. If they double block, I'm like fine with it. The Fiend Artisan gets a little bit bigger, but like I'm not that threatened. Double block takes a bunch of their mana off the board. We had like a white card or a land away from casting this Dungeoneer. Yeah, figured no block is gonna happen. Wonder if it's right for my opponent to... Okay, well, we're gonna die to natural order here if they have it, which, yeah, figured. If we draw land, can we race with Dungeoneer? Maybe? I mean, I'm not winning if I don't, so... Just don't draw exactly Chrome Mox. Yeah, Ballista wouldn't have been great. How we doing? We're up a game. We're up 3 matches. So doing pretty good. So this Prog attacks me down to 12. They get to go get a basic land. I attack them down to 7, go to Forge. Solitude on defense means I get to like gain life still. I think there's a chance I could race this. I need my opponent to not have a lot. This Fiend Artisan can get Grist though, which means I think I just lose. If they just... plus Grist. Oh, just snuff out, huh? So now we need to draw a removal spell? That's not a removal spell. Alright, now we should die. Yeah, if we hit a removal spell that turn, I think there's still a shot. We put them down to 7. They still have a blocker, though. We get a 5/4 Solitude, but we need to draw, like, a knit creature to... Or hope they have nothing. But yeah, now I think we're just fully dead. If we attack, they block. And I'll attack. Yeah. No, got that one. Yeah, I needed my opponent to have not a lot there to have a chance of winning that game. I think, like, assuming my opponent had nothing, or, like, very weak, like, just, like, some random piddlers for a little bit, I think, the Dungeoneer actually outraced the Progenitus that game. Alright, let's just have, like, turn 1 Seasoned Dungeoneer in this hand. Turn 2 Seasoned Dungeoneer into turn 3 Seasoned Dungeoneer is not that exciting, because turn 2 Seasoned Dungeoneer means that if my opponent just goes creature and then has a snuff out, they just get taken it, and then we're on the back foot. Mulligan to... Ugh, alright. Things aren't looking great for our hero, huh? Alright, yeah, we gotta keep this. I think we bought him second Chrome Mox and Archon, and just go... Caracas, Chrome, Pitch, Touch, and just But, like, Priest Plow is just not winning this game. But I think Priest Plow is winning this game more than, like, any other combination of the cards in my hand. Maybe he just casts Green Sun Zenith into my Containment Priest, and then also doesn't have Snuff Out. And then we're fine. Yeah, I don't even know, like, what our draw steps look like that are good here. Draw Soul Land, then draw Palace Jailer, maybe? Because, like, we can't draw White Plume to start running away with the game, because we need more mana. What if I'm supposed to just cast Plow on a creature this turn? And not Containment Priest, and just desperately try to actually convert this Containment Priest for a card. It seems so hard to. Versus Snuff Outs. Yeah, maybe they kept a 0-lander, and then this Once Upon a Time misses. Then we get them. A Gaia's Cradle. Alright, then they play Gaia's Cradle and say go. Alright. Not dead. Alright, now we draw Ancient Tomb, more City of Traders. No, don't have lands. I can't beat those. I think I'm supposed to aggressively cast these Swords of Plowshares. I think I just need to get Profoundly Lucky this game to win. And Profoundly Lucky means drawing Ancient Tomb this turn. Oh god, there's a chance. Probably supposed to attack first, but whatever. I'm definitely supposed to attack first. But doesn't matter. I mean, it's still quite the uphill battle here. We're not out of the woods. I think I attack all. If they just, like, snuff out and then attack me and take initiative, I'm still fine. I think I'm just winning that race. I think I need to push damage. I just don't have, like, the cards to, like, win this game long. Also, if they don't have exactly Snuff Out here, it means that we could, like, untap another blocker. Which blocker would I rather lose to, like, a land dying? It's hard for them to have a land die because their fetches come in tapped. But I think I'd rather lose Archon. No Snuff Out, please. No Snuff Out, please. They're thinking about it, which means it does exist. Alright, but we just get to race now. They're at 8. We have a flyer. Yeah, being at 8 life is definitely not nothing. They can only cast one spell this turn. It's a 1/1 Fiend Artisan. We just get to attack them again. And Forge. And then they're dead to Trap the following turn. So we Forge on the Containment Priest because the Archon is better, because it just provides a way to make lethal with Trap. Cast this. I have Archon in play, so if I draw like a Palace Jailer or something, don't want to look like an idiot. Natural Grist is scary because it means they could take initiative. They can't take initiative and kill both my creatures, though. They could take initiative and then sack the creature that attacks to kill the Archon. And then chump block the Containment Priest. And then run away the game like that. They just like with the... Yeah, also, if they kill Archon, they could potentially play more creatures after. I wonder if there's a world where I, like, didn't attack with the Priest. No, I don't think so. It'd be a 6, but 6 means lethal Archon anyway. Attack with both. That means Grist into 1-drop. Grist on Archon into 1-drop then. So White Plume is lethal. They're in Abyss, but if they're in Abyss with a Grist in play, it's not really that worrying. Has to respect Cloud plus Ganja. I mean, he doesn't have to if he's literally dead by casting a second spell, then I don't think I would respect it. Yeah, this is Grist minus kill Archon, then play 1-drop. And then we're getting Abyssed. Wait, kill Priest? Aren't you just dead? Yeah, I don't love this line. Yeah, I think if you don't have a 1-drop to play there, then your line has to be lose to a Ganjo or Plow, attack with 1 creature, sack it to the Grist to kill the Archon, and chump block the guy, and chump block the Containment Priest that turn, and then just plus Grist every turn, and just keep blocking the Containment Priest. And just hope to keep initiative in play forever. But now we're 4-0. Really taking Newton's lunch money, huh? We got one more match for y'all. Legacy. It's at the bottom, Init versus Newton. Yeah, it's his brain fart. Yeah, I think if he saw that line, then he can win that game pretty easily, unless I draw like another initiative creature, which I only have like 2 more in the deck, right? Opponent's on the play, which makes his hand worse, but I don't think it makes it unkeepable. He doesn't always have Snuff out. Yeah, draw a removal spell. Well, I have to draw a removal spell like specifically that turn or like some following turn, because eventually he's going to have 2 creatures in play, because the Archon's gone, he always has a creature in play, and then can just cast anything off the top of the deck at that point. He thought he would have lost without the bad attack. Like, he was not favored in that position. I felt like I was pretty unfavored there if I just get, like, chump blocked by that Grist every turn. Interesting. Some decisions to make here. So I could just plow this. And then next turn... No, I think if I wanted to remove the spell this, I would Chrome Mox, Pitch Dungeoneer, touch this. So next turn I could adventure into plow. I could alternatively just Ancient Tomb, Chrome Mox, Pitch Dungeoneer, play White Plume. Actually, I don't think I'd pitch White Plume, or Dungeon in that case. I think I'd pitch Touch. That line is bad, but not abysmal against Snuff Out, since we have a follow-up creature as well. Just play Land, Season Dungeoneer the following turn. Highest upside line is definitely White Plume. If I just play Chrome Mox, pitch Dungeoneer, play this, play Touch, it's worse against double creature turn, which happens fairly commonly out of Elves. So I think I just want to jam White Plume, pitch Touch the Spirit Realm. 100% locked into this line. There are definitely some upsides, but I think I just put, basically, I'm just going to put myself into a very similar position next turn. So I'd rather do it now instead. There's obviously there's a chance he doesn't have double 1-drop next turn, and maybe I'm supposed to be fine with that, given that the deck only has 13 1-drops in it. I guess not necessarily 13 1-drops, because it has Green Sun for 1 as well. Does this also snuff out? Jeez, that's fucking brutal. That's a turn. If we pitch Dungeoneer, we can touch plus Plow next turn. What do you mean? That's illegal? Yeah, putting 3 creatures into play and having the snuff out is super brutal for me. Because, yeah, I can play Dungeoneer and give initiative back, but, there's this fucking Allosaurus Shepherd in play now. Turn 1 touch, turn 2 Plow plus touch. Yeah, I was thinking more turn 2, Plow plus White Plume, but... Whoa, that... Jesus, yeah, this game had... This hand was very hard to beat. In terms of, any way my hand went. This is 4, 5, 6. I just get attacked for 1,000,000 if I place. He's an Dungeoneer. We could draw a Solitude. Maybe? That's not a Solitude. I guess that's Dungeoneer plus Plow, which is nice. I think that's my best bet. Dungeoneer, Petal, Plow, Shepherd. We have, a bunch of follow-up removal spells. Like, Aganjo, Touch, so... I think we're going left. We need more removal spells. My creature is plenty big enough. Do I want White Plume? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana next turn? So I can't... I could, White Plume Cycle Touch on it. It's not bad, because White Plume also does provide basically a blocker, in that I can attack with Dungeoneer and untap it. So I think it's good enough. Also, no, we get to 6 mana, I think, because we get to stash, too. Yeah, so we can potentially just White Plume Cast Touch. Yeah, this is all fine. Kill your thing. Always afraid to factor in stash to my math. It is awkward that we're going to need to play our Aganjo, which we'd like to not do, but them's the breaks. Jesus Christ! Green Sun for Grist, kill your Dungeoneer, just have it all? Man. Newton is not letting this 5-0 happen, huh? Woof. Alright, so what am I doing now? I think I am just gonna Cycle Touch on my White Plume. Does Casting Touch do anything? I think I just want a 4/1 skeleton. top, oh. Yeah, I think this one might just not be in the cards, huh? I think I'm going to keep the Aganjo in hand for a removal spell as well. Stash. I feel like I'm just gonna get natural origin and die or something, but look, we gotta try our best. We gotta try our best, chat. I think our best involves getting Throne of the Dead 3. What would you scry to the top here that isn't, exactly Green Sun Zenith or Natural Order? I guess, yeah, Snuff Out, huh? Tag with 2 creatures, have 2 blockers for skeleton token. Yeah. We could draw a removal spell. Solitude, Plow, Touch. I'll clear the path. Initiative creature. Amaria's Call, you know. Jailer. Yeah, Jailer could actually do it. Jailer attack. We're not dead, but we're basically dead. I don't think I get to win anymore. I could draw, like, initiative creature. Do I attack here? No, I don't think I'm ever... Yes. We're dead. Yeah, that's fair. We're dead. Oh yeah, he did top. Well, he's shuffling now. He didn't want the other top card. It's fine. No, he milled the other top card with Grist anyway. Was that Grist 2 turns ago or whatever? I don't know. Yeah, but... whatever. 3 snuff out. No, he only cast 2 of those, I guess. He must have milled one. Yeah, Newton not letting me get away with this 5-0. Oh yeah, we're getting wastelanded? Yeah, sure. Alright. Maybe I should have played this call, huh? I mean, I don't think we're gonna win, but... I think I was supposed to attack there. The Skeleton Token's best trait is probably just Insect plus Reclaimer. And then top deck exactly Initiative Creature, and then, like, you know, still die horribly in a landslide, but, you know. Yeah, because this way I'm just, like, leaving an Insect in play when I could have just killed it. I was also supposed to, like, you know, I couldn't actually have gone through there because I got wastelanded all that. Alright, yeah, it doesn't matter. Alright, sure. You get this one, Newton. Finally takes a game 1. So we're on the play this time. I almost just boarded out all of my white blooms. It's the first game 2 I'm on the play. I think this is fine. Jeez. That hand was... I mean, yeah, I was talking about all, like, the different options that hand could have taken. Like, do we want to, like, plow into... Or, like, touch into plow plus thing on turn 2? Or put him to the snuff out test on turn 1, and then you just, like, speed a bunch of creatures, and then also hit snuff out. It's just, like, none of my plans were winning. Ugh. 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 This is turn... Technically could turn 1 a Containment Priest. It's likely turn 2 Containment Priest, turn 3 Solitude. On the play, I think I can get a much more explosive hand than that. Ugh. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe Newton's gonna get this one. We won like 2 different multi-5s, I think. So don't be scared to mulligan. Alright, we got pieces in here. We got pieces. We got stuff. We got a Solitude plus a touch. Have... I don't know, we're definitely keeping this, but, like, what the fuck are we bottoming, huh? I think we just... Do I lean on this Archon, or do I want to cast a once upon a time instead? Because I think we're keeping... Well, if we keep Solitude Touch, we have to pitch a white card for it. Don't necessarily have to. We could just, like, cast Touch. And cast Solitude at the line. We could maybe even bottom the Solitude, just because we're down to so many resources that we can't afford to evoke. Like, bottom Call, bottom Solitude, and just cast once. We have, like, turn 2 Archon, turn 2 Touch, this once upon a time for, like, something. This is a tough one. What is this once upon a time finding me that's gonna win me this game? Just like another like white plume, or like Ballista with a little bit more mana, or like Mind Sensor or Containment Priest could potentially do something. I think that's my plan. I almost just went and bought him to H2 once upon a time after all that talking. Because I was like, oh, I'll just click these 2 cards, but now I put them over here. Do I cast this once upon a time right now? Is it going to find me anything that changes? Like, I'm not going to play a different land. I can just wait until next turn. Cast once upon a time with a little bit better info. I think I just say go. There's no, like, 1-drops I'm casting. I could potentially, like, once into, you know, Ballista and cast off Ancient Tomb, but, like, I don't really think that's a reasonable line. Fiend Artisan Elves. I think on my Moldify, I just need to maximize the value of my individual cards, huh? Well, that's not very good. Maximize the value of my individual cards. Draw Chromox. Draw Face-Up Containment Priest, you say? Not the most thrilling prospect in the world, but it's not like my other options there are very good. I think we're just Archoning. Go get him, Archon. He definitely doesn't have Solitude. Don't worry about it. Definitely not going to get Solitude. Or not Solitude. Snuffed out. Whatever. Alright, sure. You can just, like, decide on your own turn, right? You don't need to snuff out right there. Like, you snuff out the Archon, and then suddenly you can cast the rest of your spells. You don't need to do it on my end step, do you? Unless you think the snuff out isn't going to work. So, alright, yeah. Alright, Newton can have 1 match. Newton can have 1 match. I think we need to touch this Fiend Artisan, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, if there's like a land here, we take slightly less. Christ. Maybe we have to Chromox, pitch Mind Sensor, Containment Priest, touch the Shepherd, but then the Fiend Artisan just goes against Grist? God. Fucking Containment Priest sucks. Not that Mind Sensor's any better here. I think we're just dead. I think we just have to cut our losses, and sometimes you get absolutely murdered in your game 1 and then Moldify in your game 2, and that's just kind of the nature of Magic the Gathering, huh? Let's spend a little bit more time sweating and thinking about it, but like, because if we don't kill the Artisan, we're gonna die to Grist. If we do kill the Artisan, we're probably gonna die to Shepherd, but like, Shepherd is slightly more beatable by like drawing removal spells, so I think we kill the Artisan. God, if there was an Artisan and Shepherd this turn. Sea Priest touched Fiend. Yeah, that's what I was about to talk about. So if there wasn't Artisan like specifically this turn, we'd have time for this. We could Sea Priest touch Fiend and then try to hit the Shepherd, like draw a card to kill the Shepherd, which is like probably the best avenue of victory, because at least it gets our 2/2 into play. I don't think any of these lines are like winning though. I mean, talking about like what the best line is to not die in a fire, right? Be a 16 attack for. Yeah, I think Sea Priest touch Fiend is probably better than just touch. Maybe not. No, we need stuff in play, and we need like draw a 4-drop. This last card is going to be Snuff Out. That'll be really funny. Yeah, I like this is the least losingest line. Which is kind of what we have to do at this position. We needed to kill that and then draw an out to this Shepherd. This looks like just like pump attack me for 10 probably. Yeah. Which means we're just like fully dead next turn unless we top deck. What, Palace Jailer would actually maybe be the best top deck? Alright, jeez. Alright, we tried our best, chat. We couldn't pull off the 5-0. He got us. He got us on one. Newton's got me there. All right, so the last bit here, I'm gonna send you all over to Newton's channel, and then I'm gonna jump on a Discord call with Newton, and we're gonna chat about the matchup a little bit. So let me send you guys over his way. A bunch of you probably already have Newton's stream open or whatever. I'm just gonna like quickly host him and stuff as well. I forget how to do this. Fuck. Do you like slash host? I don't even know the difference between host and raid. Host. There's no slash host. Oh god. Panic. How the fuck do I raid people? Report live stream. Yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Thank you. Thank you, Twitch. Share. God. Should be slash host? I was not seeing a slash host when I typed the slash. Slash host hello underscore Newton? Is that how I'm supposed to do it? Exclamation point host? Isn't that just like a command though? Exclamation point host? That's usually just like... Let me try slash host and see what happens. That didn't appear to do anything when I typed slash host. But maybe you guys are all gone now. I don't know. Are you guys gone? Alright, hang on, I'm desperately trying to figure out how to host you, because I don't remember how Twitch works anymore.
All good, all good. Hey, congratulations, you I mentioned over here on my end, you cleaner clocks, 1-4, and granted, in the one I had, I kind of had the nuts still, but maybe that's the reality of the matchup.
Yeah.
Initial thoughts?
1 second, I'm just gonna give up on trying to raid you because I have no idea how, and just post your Twitch link in my chat and then go offline. Alright, goodbye chat. See you all in 5 seconds on Newton's stream as well, as soon as I hit stop streaming.